So,
Let's get started.
yeah, this is Kellen, and I am playing The Walking Dead from Telltale Games. This is like, I believe that they go off of the Walking Dead comics for this one, and I really like it a lot. I liked playing it a lot because, um, yeah.
I know I'm distracted by Lee's
it was like I think it tells a really good story, I think, because it's not like I like that it starts off with Lee, the main character. He's in the back of the car, and it's obviously a police car, and they're like, and the story is that that sheriff is like driving him to, I believe it's like the prison or like something. I believe he's taking him to the jail. And so I think it's a really interesting start for like his character, because obviously he's throughout the game he's painted as like a sort of hero because he saves Clementine, and he's definitely like a good person. And so I think it's really interesting that they included this part about his character.
Yeah.
Because and especially like when it comes to like stereotypes about black men, like criminal is a stereotype of black men. I think it's really interesting that they brought that stereotype, but then also they humanized him and really made his character like a hero in the story rather than like playing into the stereotype.
Yeah. Well, they brought up an issue with this. Is like, not everyone who is accused. I don't remember the story if he's like falsely accused or if he is guilty of something, but like he's still a human person and he cares. And like, you're so attached to him. He's introduced in a cop car as a felon, and yet you are already so attached to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think I want to say that in like from the Let's Plays that I've watched on YouTube of this, I want to say he actually did it. Or like it was I want to say it was like he actually did it, but it was like under a circumstance that was like extenuating in some sort. I want to say that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But like even if he did do it, like you're made to see felons and just him in general as like a human and a person that actually that's not just like all bad.
Yeah. He's a character with flaws, and that makes him interesting. Like he's not just a look, we made a black guy who's a really good guy. It's look, we made a person.
Mhm. Yeah. What I really like about this game is that like the relationship between Clementine and Lee, definitely, because it's like sort of a found family sort of trope.
This like nurturing role he takes on.
Yeah, and I think that's a really like interesting part of his character, is that he takes on like this sort of parental role when he doesn't really have to, or like because he meets Clementine and he really just takes on the role of her caretaker.
Yeah. He could have just found this girl and, given her to the first like person he found that could take care of her, but he decided this is my job and I want to take care of her.
Mm-hmm. And definitely like I think the decisions I made like for like the dialogue and stuff, he definitely took on like more of a caring role, I want to say, when I get to like the other parts.
Yeah. Yeah, Lee's really refreshing just compared to a lot of. He was the first mainstream BIPOC character that I had played as when I saw this game come out, and I don't know, it didn't affect me much because I didn't think about it that much, but it's really so great that he's just, once again, I keep saying he's just a character. He's a really good, well-written character. And he's not just like a stereotype or a quote unquote diversity hire kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like and especially black characters, like they're confined, like female black characters especially, like they're confined to like certain stereotypes of like the mean black girl or like the mammy or like they're always like they're always confined to these stereotypes and they don't go out of them. And I feel like Lee is just like he's a really well written character, and just as you said, like just he's an actual character rather than just being a stereotype.
Mm-hmm. Do you know about any other games and how diversity fares in those?
The other games we played, or just other games?
Telltale's games.
I don't know about any other Telltale games besides The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I feel like The Walking Dead. I think, let me look. I don't know if they really did any. Do they do a lot of other games?
I believe they have some others, yeah. And also, Telltale, I'm pretty sure they're known for like their story games.
Oh, they've done like a Game of Thrones one, a Batman one.
Mm-hmm.
They've done Tales from the Borderlands.
Oh, right, Borderlands. Borderlands is a pretty big game.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about diversity in the other ones, but I think for this one, they definitely nailed it. Like it doesn't feel like it's diverse just because they want the brownie point.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they made an effort to like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll go real quick.
That one part where he's still in the car and I couldn't figure out how to get out of the window. And it was like, wait, let me go back to it. It's like,
He just lives in the car.
Yeah, like I said, you're supposed to look around to get away in the car. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, okay.
Look at shotgun.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Look at things, still something.
And I looked at it again because I was like, I don't know what to do. Oh, and then I finally found it, and then I couldn't.
I believe that okay, no, so yeah, it is based on the Walking Dead comic book series, which I didn't know that there was a series about Lee and Clementine in the comics. Because the show, I was a huge fan of the TV show for years. But,
yeah,
the show does not mention these guys at all.
Yeah,
and so it makes you wonder, like, why didn't they? They're so interesting and fun to watch.
And neither does like the prequel sort of show to The Walking Dead, which is The Walking Dead. They don't incorporate any of those characters at all.
Yeah. And yeah, sorry. What do we have here? What was your relation to the? What was your relationship to Lee while you were playing this?
I thought that he was. Well, I obviously like watch Let's Play, so I know how like things turn out. Mm-hmm. But he's a really fun character to play because like a lot of his dialogue choices are like kind of snippy and funny. Like a lot of his dialogue choices are really like interesting. Like you can be a real like ass to some people.
And I feel like that's fun because in some instances you might want to be an ass. I mean, you're in the apocalypse. You don't have to be so polite all the time.
The choices I made, so, like in the game, I tried to like keep everybody like on my good side because I knew that you would have to have some people on your good side at some point. I was like, okay, we'll just play it safe for now.
Yeah, you can't be a dick to everyone, sadly.
Yeah. Let's see what other stuff do we
have. Did you have fun playing the game?
Yeah, I did. It was actually a lot of fun. It's a pretty easy game to play. Like even like the quick time events are pretty like easy. So I feel like it's pretty story based, which is nice because it gets the point across without being too too hard to like play the action sequences or whatever.
Yeah.
So you really get to focus on the story and the storytelling and like what they're trying to say, rather than just like worrying on like the mechanics of the game.
That makes sense. I agree with that. One thing I will say is that I kind of do like that they had Lee and Clementine's story in this form of media instead of on the TV. Because,
Yeah.
watching on a TV is so much less personal than when you are playing as the character and you portray him and you want to protect him.
Yeah, and you have to make choices as him.
Yeah. How should we wrap this up?
I don't know. Oh, there's Clementine.
Clementine.
I'm trying to think of what to say to wrap it up. Like, I don't know. Overall, I really think that this game does a good job of just showing diversity and also not making the characters like the token black dude or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he feels real. He feels like a real person, and they just did a good job of not showing him as just a felon, even though the first time we see him in, like, obviously our first impression of him is that he has done something wrong and that he is going to prison.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching him now as he crawls away from some zombies, and I totally forgot he was a felon, because his character isn't, I'm a felon. It's just, he's a person who happens to be a felon.
Yeah.
And I think that's how characters should be written.
Definitely.
Yeah. Is there any way you would improve or suggest improvement of this video game's diversity?
I don't know. I don't think I would like change anything, because I think everything works together really, really well. And it's like, I feel like if you change anything, it would just not be the same game.
Yeah, that makes sense.